Good evening, everyone. Uh, Hello, I'm Shivam. I'm the co-founder and CEO of AlmaBetter, and I extend a warm welcome to you all. So this is the industry talk that we do every week, and we invite experienced data science professionals to enlighten us about the industry and their career prospects for beginners, right? So these sessions are very insightful for students who are willing to build a career in the field of data science. So that being said, let's welcome our guest for today, Mr. K. Saurabh. So Saurabh is an IIT Kanpur alumnus and has been in the industry for almost a decade. And during this time, he has worked with several small and large companies and has now started his own venture. So he's the founder and CTO of Agile Infotelligence. So, hi Saurabh, thank you for taking the time out for this session. It's a pleasure to have you here today. So, Saurabh, please tell us a little bit about your professional background. How has your journey been so far?
Hi, Shivam. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. So it's a pleasure for me also to be in front of you guys to share my story. So how I can say is like data science is a very glorified term, machine learning, artificial intelligence these days. 10 years back, when I was new in the industry, artificial intelligence was only a research or academic domain. So we had several prototypes displaying their capabilities, but it was not so much popularly used in industry.
Got it.
Back then, what we call as machine learning was known by simple algorithms by the name themselves: clustering, regressions, decision trees. We didn't club them under an umbrella term like data science. With the advent of you know cheap storage and cheap compute powers, data has grown very big. It has grown into terabytes, and now we need to use automated systems that can learn patterns from systems or data. This is where data science becomes very impactful. About my career, I did my research and as an MTech student for autonomous helicopters, and after that I took up my first industrial position, which was in NVH domain, noise, vibration, harshness. So that was also about signal, time series data. Although what we relied mostly was engineering based signal processing.
Got it.
It is a very good way of filtering signal and noise. Same what machine learning does.
Correct.
Signal is your pattern, noise is something that has to be removed.
Yes.
And what I can say is, from my perspective, I don't see data science as an umbrella term. I see it what is at the core of the philosophy. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to bring some value, some insights. From where? From data. Data has come from measurements, record keeping. These are the fundamentals that I have been looking at, and I believe many of you would have also done the same thing. And in the words of Cassie Kozyrkov, who is working with Google, she is a she was a data scientist, and I believe now she's a decision scientist. So Google has created a new position for her. In her words, if you have ever created Excel spreadsheet or noted some numbers, 10, 15 numbers on paper and done something, you have already stepped into data science. That is handling data, and that is the data science. It's just a matter of scale.
Yes. Right. So it's good to hear you had such vast, rich experiences in the past in your career. So I think, yeah, so most of the people who have been involved in this industry for, let's say, the last 10 years or 15 years, they tend to say that all of these things were there, but we did not, have a proper field for this or proper terminology which
Yes.
uh, encompass all of these algorithms and literature, right? So that's great to know from your end as well. So can you tell us your story of how you came to start your own venture?
Yes. So it's a long backstory. The idea that came to my mind that I should focus on having my own venture during my college days. We had one senior coming in our college giving us a talk on entrepreneurship. So that senior was a pass out, long back pass out. So he motivated us that we should look forward not for simply jobs. We should look forward for creating values. Creating values can be part of your job profile, can be part of establishing your own startup or venture. So his idea was, how can you create value? You have to understand that you should have passion because of something. And whatever we do, like learning data science, learning statistics, machine, these are adding skill sets. So we are adding skill sets, combining with our passion, whatever passion we have, and how can we creatively do something which is creating value, because it's the value which will get recognized by other people. You can be an artist, do all kind of paintings and keep it to yourself. You'll be happy. You can't show it to other people unless you prepare a gallery or museum, something. You have to showcase yourself, showcasing yourself through creating value. So that was the idea which came to me. And frankly, I wanted to create my own company at that time. Then I went into Ashok Leyland as a part of my campus placement, working in NVH. I started realizing industry is very big. In a very big corporate company, there are so many functions, how they work, how they interact. I worked there for 5 years, and I can say that in 5 years, I did not learn complete company, how it is working, but I learned a lot. So 5 years was also less time for a complete learning. Compare that with my MTech, 2 years or less than that, a PhD, 5 years. In an industry, 5 years is also less to understand an industry segment completely.
Correct. Yes.
And after 10 years of my experience, I can say that I'm back to a fresher. I feel that I'm a fresher once again. Industry is so vast. Don't think that it is going to limit you in any way. You may find difficulties. That's the norm in the industry. Challenges are the norms.
Correct.
You have to learn floating in them.
Yes.
So I worked with corporate companies. Challenges were there, and I wanted to expand my skill sets. This is the limitation. In company, you don't get to expand your limitation, your skill sets based on your desire. It is the company's necessity that you have to follow. This is where I started focusing on working with smaller startups, working as an independent consultant, and then my own venture.
Got it. Okay.
So it's a reflection of my passion. I want to do something, and that's how I am in this.
Yes, I think so. Creating value is the impact that you want to create, right? So how much impact you want to create. So, and that basically decides how much value you want to add. So probably if you're working in a company, your value creation might be limited. Not saying it will be limited, but might be limited because you have to follow certain protocols.
You have to be a team player, so you cannot be an individual contributor outright. It's all about being a team player. Dynamics are a little different. Your team leader decides most of the dynamics.
Right. So, Saurabh, it's great to hear your story, and I'm sure it would motivate a lot of our audience members today. So, it would definitely help them make long-term plans for themselves and how they should approach their learning journey once they start out in the industry, right? So, it's not how much experience you have.
Exactly. I can add just one more thing to it, Shivam. Like as we were in college and school, we loved playing, football, cricket. People could try to stop us from playing football, cricket, but we would play. We would try to find time. Somehow we would do how to play. We'll just figure that out. So that is the passion. So one has to simply follow the passion and link it to the demand that is there in the market. And data science field is, luckily a very vast field which offers so much of variety. As in, if you have an analytical mindset, you can be a data analyst, or you can be something like a machine learning algorithm developer. If you are good at coding, that is your forte. You can look about cloud deployment of machine learning algorithms or data engineering aspects, pulling the data, cleaning the data. If you are a very creative, artistic person, you can think about visualizations, visualizing with data, understanding data, visualizing and presenting a story. So it offers a very good mix of a lot of things.
Right. So, correct. I think a lot of varied fields, right? So, you can venture into any of the roles. Data science, in particularly, has so many aspects to it, right? So, right. So, can you share with us some of the challenges that you have faced in your career and how did you overcome those?
Yes. So, number one challenge. I believe everyone has their own technical competencies. They understand it better. But the challenge comes when you work in team player. You have in this field people coming from various backgrounds. You have to interact with people who are leading the business because they are the one who will consume our insights. They won't understand the technical aspects. if you're working in Python cloud, they understand the business. So they may be MBA guys just understanding the business in terms of numbers. You have to communicate with them. Miscommunication often happens. You have to communicate with developers who are in the IT department because they are your partners in implementation. So they won't understand our terminology. Within the data science team itself, some people may have statistics background. Some people may have a mathematical background. Like myself, I have a mathematical background because of my aerospace BTech and MTech. Some people may have entirely different. They just had non-relevant out of their interest they learned. So people coming from different backgrounds, they talk about the same thing using different terminologies.
Right.
So communication becomes a very big gap. So it's like someone is talking in Tamil. So I was in Chennai for a long time. So they used to talk in mix of English and Tamil. The way we use Hindi and English mix. So communication barrier happens. And this is one big challenge. How do you navigate? You have to communicate your thoughts across in a very simplified manner and very accurately. And that is the key challenge. It is never a challenge that you do not understand an algorithm. That's fine. That will never be a challenge. Trust me. You may feel bogged down because algorithm is complicated, but rest assured, if you have an API working that is doing that complicated aspect, you can park it for later.
Right. Yes. I think, so communication is the key, right? So if you talk in terms of people going to interviews as well, right? So whatever projects you have done, you have to, speak those things out and tell us.
Entirely, yes.
Yeah.
And as of technical challenge, always rest assured, data science is a challenging field. It is very popular and it is very challenging. Why? Because data comes with signal mixed with noise, and you don't know what is signal, how much is signal.
Yes.
Filtering out is your key challenge.
Yes. So since the past decades, careers in data science have witnessed a progressional shift, right? So there has been increase in job opportunities, and the industry has witnessed an influx of people coming into this, right? So there's a lot of competition for the entry level data science job, right? So how can one stand out?
Yeah. So don't worry about competition at entry level. Competition is at every level. At entry level, yes. At mid level, also yes. I don't know about the top level. I'm yet to reach there. In that aspect, see, as I said, follow your passion. What is your passion? Something that you will do no matter how much difficulties or barriers come into your way. What is your passion? Mix that passion with what data science offers, and then that is where your core. With that core, you can add on more skill sets. So if you are a creative person, I just mentioned, you can look at reading data, understanding data, and then going for visualization and story building. Look from that aspect. If you're good at coding, look from an aspect how you can optimize the compute processing. Neural networks are very compute heavy, resource consuming. How can you optimize it? If you are a mathematical or statistics person, then look at the data, core of the data, how you can bring value from statistics without machine learning or without visualization. So focus always on what is your the core of the passion, and then connect with it.
Right.
Always look at problems from that angle first, and also then you have to look at multiple perspectives, but from your core you should be very clear. That is the strength. And as I said, data science is not a domain where one individual can make a difference. It is a collaborative effort. So if you are good at something, you will find a place for yourself, and challenges are the norm of the industry, and data science domain is even more challenging. So you have to learn to enjoy it. Am I connected to internet? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible now. Yeah.
Like tug of war is a Shivam, was my audio clear?
We missed out past 1 minute or so.
Okay, I'll just repeat it. Like tug of war is something that you have to exert yourself to win. It's a challenge, but people enjoy that game. So you have to learn to enjoy the challenge using your passion. That is the key. Don't worry about competition.
Correct. So
competition will always be there.
Right. So the more glorious the field is, the more difficult it is to get into, because a lot of people are going, trying.
Yes.
But definitely if you have a channelized approach towards getting into something, will definitely, right? So you need,
Just one more thing, be happy that you have competition, because just be happy you have competition, because that indicates that industry is offering you something.
correct. Yes,
The industry is not dying down, industry is growing up. So
yes,
be happy that you have competition and accept people from various backgrounds, because that's the way. Geoffrey Hinton, one of the most researchers. Uh, am I audible?
you're audible.
Sure. Please let me know through chat window if my audio or video is disrupted.
No.
Cassie Kozarkov, she followed her passion in psychology and statistics, and she's heading Google as a data scientist and now as a decision scientist. So people from a variety of background, they are contributing a lot. Andrew Ng, he's from core computer science domain. He's contributing in his own way. So these are topmost people. So
Yes,
just be unique. No hard and fast prototyping or stereotyping. Just
correct.
be unique.
Yes. So I think, yeah. So that's a pretty good advice, for someone who is starting out their career, right? So you need to follow a guided approach and not worry about the competition much, right? If you're putting enough time, you will
In
get.
fact, you should embrace the competition.
Yes,
Feel happy about it that you have competition, because it's a proxy variable, a proxy indicator of how healthy the industry is.
correct. Yes, and it will grow in future, right? So it's ever growing field,
Yes.
and more researchers are working towards it to bring this to the industry, right? So
Mhm.
a lot of
Yes.
things getting commercialized now, right? More than before. So I think let's talk about a bit about interview tips, right? So you must have interviewed many students in your career in varied job positions, right? So can you share some of the tips to tackle interviews in a good way?
Yes. And so interview can be classified in two types. Not a classification that is very standard.
Mhm.
People who are taking interviews will
Hello.
sorry folks here, some internet connectivity at my end.
No,
So that was an
no, yeah,
So we were talking about how people can tackle job interviews.
correct.
So
Yes.
guys, don't worry about job interviews if it goes bad or good. Don't
Mm.
worry about it. Don't worry about the end result ever. Uh, Interviews can be of two types. Somewhere interview, per taking person interviewer is following a script, set of questions, or somewhere he will be following, how the discussion evolves.
Mhm.
It will be a mix of it.
Got it. Yep.
I have taken interviews. I am nervous myself.
Mhm.
It's a challenge for interviewer also.
Correct.
It's both ways. You are nervous and the other person can also be nervous.
Mhm.
They may be feeling pressured because they have to tackle so many tasks and they have to take interviews of so many people. So it's never a comfortable situation for either of the party.
Correct.
Both are at unease. In this situation, how can you do your best?
Mhm.
Try to try to rehearse yourself. Have a set of at least 50 questions. Ask yourself 50 questions about your field, about your job, about the projects you have done. Mix them. You should rehearse answers to those 50 questions. That's all. And then just don't worry about those questions. Be in an interview as if you have not prepared for anything with an open mind. That's the only strategy I can suggest, out of all of my experience. And those 50 questions, you have to research on them. What are good 50 questions? Research on internet, ask your friends, ask your colleagues. So you have to have a good set of 50 questions.
Right. Right. So yeah, correct. So even we, in AlmaBetter, we try to, compile the basic stuff, right? So which are the basic set of questions, which, you know, uh, the questions that are asked can be variations of those, right? So
And
in
it has to be customized to each one person. So each person must develop his own list of, or her own list of 50 questions at least.
correct. So whatever, you feel like are important, right? So for each and every algorithm or each and every aspect of the machine learning theory, right? Okay.
And reading every day, dedicate half an hour to 1 hour on reading something that you have already studied, maybe revising it, something new. But somehow, somewhere, you have to spend time every day. Consistency beats everything else.
Yep. Yep. So I think that's a great piece of advice, right? So you have to be consistent, right? So, Saurabh, can you talk a little bit about the importance of networking in the industry? So, in what ways does networking help people trying to build their space in the industry?
Yes, so networking can be a big, pivotal aspect. But I myself, just figuring out what type of networking will be more helpful,
Mm-hmm.
and not a good question for me, or very difficult for me to answer. Networking helps in keeping you motivated and keeping you updated, as in what is relevant in industry. Because we have two types of data science. One that happens in academic circles, that's entirely different. Once that is there, that is on the the top of the developments, leading edge. Then everything else is in industry. Industry follows something that is more practical, that can bring more return on investment. And return on investment is like you get less time invested, less money invested, and then you get good business value out of it. So industry focus is always on that. Academic focus is not at all on that. Time is never a constraint for them. So
Right.
you have to just see where you want to go, industry or academic. That domain, you have to connect to people, and connecting always brings you a new information very easily. So you can connect. How can you connect? People think about LinkedIn, connect, click on connect, Facebook, friend request. No, that is not connecting. You can connect to people in more different ways. One is you can read research papers or articles or blogs on Medium towards data science. You can follow people on Medium towards data science or Twitter. So when you follow them, you are connecting. It's just a one-way connection. They are giving information and you are receiving. The
Right.
second way is you can start writing your own blogs. Then people will connect to you. So that's another way of connecting. If you start writing good content, people will start following you. So that is also a way of connection.
Right.
And like we see, AlmaBetter has created a platform for us to connect. Although it's more like one-way communication as of now, but connection happens both ways simultaneously is difficult, one way at least. So
Right.
receiving and giving, both ways you have to figure out how you can balance. And this way you have to figure, okay, there's a good platform, Analytics Vidya.
Mhm.
Just people who are interested should go and explore how people are contributing to content building over there. So that's a very good platform, how people connect to each other. And Kaggle is not a very collaborative platform as of now.
Mhm.
It's good for developing your skills and showcasing your skills.
Right. Right.
I can't say more on this.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, okay. So at AlmaBetter, we try to connect people with a lot of mentors, right, during the entire program. Right.
Mhm.
You know, a person in our premium program, goes through at least uh, connects with at least 20 to 30 mentors during their lifetime, and all of these mentors have rich experiences in this field. Right. So, what role does mentoring play to drive the career of a young aspirant in the field of data science?
Mentoring plays a very important role. So how you get mentored is very important because there are so many aspects. Time is limited. In limited time, you have to focus on uh, something that can gives you better impact, better visibility, or better return on your time. That 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 is the key that you have to search. How do you search?
Right.
A mentor has already gone through that process. He can guide you how to be more efficient, how to be more productive. in less time? How can you avoid wasting your time? So those are the key things a mentor can help for you. So it's like you can take the horse to a pond, you can't force horse to drink water. So
Right.
that's one idiom or something that way. And one more thing you should always remember, it's you who have to walk the path. Mentors can always show you the path, they can show you the direction. You always have to walk. Sometimes you will walk on the right path, sometimes you'll walk on the wrong path. With your experience, you have to make sure that you learn. When you walk on the wrong path, you have to trace back everything to extract how can you do better next time. You should not worry about that you came on the wrong path, but how can you do better next time. So you have to be a mentor for yourself from your own mistakes.
Correct.
and
Yes.
and someone else being a mentor is important. Yes.
Yep. That brings a lot of experience into play, right? So all those learnings of those
Yes,
failures,
we
success.
have made mistakes. In my 10 years of career, I have made many mistakes. I can help you in identifying those mistakes
uh,
beforehand.
right.
That's the best thing that can happen.
Yes. So let's talk about the training ecosystem, right? So education has been and continues to be expensive in the country, right? So good quality education. So there are thousands of private colleges and universities, which charge large amount of fees to students upfront, right? So lakhs of students accumulate debt and do not even land a good job, right? So as a result, they always live in a stress starting from a very early age in their career, right? So, what do you think of skill schools like us, AlmaBetter, who are providing risk-free, job-oriented learning with guaranteed placement, failing which students don't have to pay anything?
That's the unique thing that I've seen in so many years. Risk-free education, risk-free commercial education, if we can put it that way. So this is a very unique business model which offers great value for the students. And yes, education has become a very profitable in an industry in India. So
Yes.
no matter what level of education you talk about,
Mhm.
so we have from fifth and sixth class standard, so uh, coaching educations and all the way to professional courses. It has
Yes.
become a very big industry.
Mhm.
In this industry, most of the time students are the one who bear the cost,
Correct. Yes.
because there are some institutions which offer very
Yes.
good learnings, but
Right.
those are few. Those are not the majority.
Right. Right.
And AlmaBetter, it offers students something which I have not seen anyone else offering. I liked it,
Yes.
and that's the reason why I am also, talking to you guys.
Right.
I
Right.
would it would have been just pure. It's a for motive organization.
Correct.
Sorry, for profit organization,
Yep.
but their motive is not uh, driven by profits.
Correct. Correct. So we want to create real value, right? So not just
Exactly. As I said, value, how you're creating value. So that is unique. You are not creating financial value for yourself. You're creating value for your students. And if you create value for them, you get value. If
correct.
they don't get value, you don't get value.
Right.
And that is a very pure thing to happen.
Correct. Yes.
Risk is always supposed to be on me if I'm delivering you a service.
Yep, yep. So I think we have run out of time. So just a last question. So do you have any last words of wisdom for our students before we close this?
Yes, yes. People, it's a natural thing to happen. Data science is challenging field, so we run out of motivation. That's a common thing to happen with me, with everyone else that I know.
Mm.
How can you keep yourself motivated within your data science domain? You have to figure that out, spend time on that.
Mm.
And there's a very good book, please do read about it, by Stephen Covey, Seven Great Habits of Great People. I might have missed some words on the title, but it's a great book, and learn from it. How can you do better in your data science fields?
Correct. Yes, I think that's a pretty good advice, right? So you have to be motivated throughout, and that motivation has to come from inside, right? So I think we have
Like,
got.
every day read, every day read. Reading is a habit you have to follow every day.
Yeah. So we have got a few questions, but I think these are very entry level questions which we generally answer in the data science career workshop. We conduct it regularly on Sundays 11 a.m. So just look out for the next session, and then you can have all those queries cleared. So that's all the questions that we had, Saurabh. So thank you so much for this insightful session, and your answers were extremely beneficial for our students. So I'm sure this session has helped students gain a lot of perspective about how the industry works, how you should, navigate through it. And again, it was lovely to have you here today. So thank you so much for your
Same
time.
here, and thanks everyone for your patience to hear me out.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.